Assalamu alaikum, my dear student. Today I will be teaching you about the dipole moment. Covalent compounds are of two types. One is polar covalent compound and second is non-polar covalent compounds. Now to check and to determine whether a molecule is polar in nature or a non-polar in nature, we're going to calculate its dipole moment. So dipole moment is used to find the percentage of the ionic character in a covalent compound. Okay, how much your covalent compound is ionic in nature. We have a Fajan's rule which is used to check a covalent character in ionic compound. So this dipole moment is just similar opposite to the Fajan's rule. Like for example, we have a covalent bond in hydrogen fluoride, and this hydrogen fluoride we have poles in this molecule, and this molecule is considered to be a polar in nature. Why this is considered to be a polar in nature? Because the shared electron between the hydrogen and fluorine, they are more attracted towards the electronegative fluorine, so this become a partially negative charge and the another body atom becomes a partial positive charge. So dipoles are created on this molecule, and this molecule is having a dipole moment, and it's considered to be a polar covalent compound. Whereas a molecule in which we have a similar atom like H2 molecule, hydrogen molecule, so in this the shared electron, they are equally shared by both the nuclei of the both atoms, and we don't have any sort of electronegativity difference in this molecule, so this is considered to be a non-polar in nature. Now we have a third example, like in BF3 molecule. In BF3 molecule, if you consider this single bond of between boron and fluorine, so we have electronegativity difference between these bonded atoms. Like fluorine is more electronegative than boron, and the shared electron, they will be more attracted towards fluorine, making this fluorine as partially negative charge and boron as partial positive charge. So dipoles, two poles are created in this BF bond, and the whole molecule, you can see we have three BF bonds in this molecule. Although we do have the electronegativity difference in this molecule, but this molecule is considered to be a non-polar in nature. Like the bond moments are polar in nature, but the molecule as a whole, that is a non-polar in nature. To answer to this question, we will be discussing about the vector addition method. Okay, why in some molecule the bond moments are polar in nature, but the molecule as a whole is considered to be a non-polar in nature. Okay, now we will be discussing about the vector addition of dipole moment. Like as I told you, okay, in some molecules, the bond moments, they are polar in nature. They have electronegativity difference, but the molecule as a whole, that is considered to be a non-polar in nature. Like the net dipole moment in this molecule, that is equal to 0. So consider the BF3 molecule. In BF3, okay, we have three BF bonds in this molecule, and boron is less electronegative and fluorine is more electronegative in nature, attracting the shared electron more toward itself, making this fluorine negatively charged and boron as electro positive in nature. So these three BF bonds are very polar in nature, and to minimize that electron repulsion, we have kept them apart at a maximum distance, and they have attained a trigonal geometry with 120-degree angle in this molecule. So the net result is that the three dipole moment, they will cancel each other, and the dipole moment will be 0. Now how the dipole moment in this molecule is 0, let me give you an expanded diagram for this molecule. Now this boron is attached to one F1, it is second it's attached to F2, and third it's attached to F3 dash. Now you can see the dipole moments of the three BF bonds are represented by the three arrows. BF bond, that is represented to the left side, this is your right side and this is your left side, so it is pointing straight left, it is pointing straight to the left. BF dash, it is pointing down, and BF3 dash, it is pointing upside. So BF2 dash, it is pointing down to the right side, and BF3 dash, it's pointing upward to the right side. Now what we will do, we will sum up these two vectors with BF3 dash and BF2 dash. We will sum up these two vectors. So for that, what we will do, we will draw a parallel line from F3 dash, and this line, parallel line, will be in equal in measurement, equal to BF2 dash. Okay, we draw it like this, and then we will draw a line from F2 dash, and this line will be parallel and in equal in magnitude in measurement to BF3 dash. So both those two lines, they will intersect at point E. So what we are having, the sum of vectors BF2, BF2 and BF3 may be obtained by parallelogram law. You can see the diagram which we obtain, the shape which we obtain, that is what? That is a parallelogram. A line is drawn from F3 dash. From F3 dash we draw a line, and that is parallel to what? BF2 dash, and that intersect. Now what we did next, a line drawn from F2, a line is drawn from F2 which is parallel to BF3 dash, and it intersect at a point E. Then what we will do, then thus a resultant vector BF is a diagonal of the parallelogram BF3EF double lines. Now this is a line, okay, this is a diagonal. What is it? It is a diagonal, and this is a diagonal of this parallelogram. And what this parallelogram is called as? It is called as B. It's called BF3EF2. And what is a diagonal? Diagonal is basically a straight line which is joining the two corners B and E of any shape. That could be a square, could be a rectangle, or parallelogram, any shape. Okay. So the resultant vector BF is a diagonal of the parallelogram of this, and it is the sum of what? BF double dash to BF triple dash. The resultant BE, this resultant BE is exactly equal in magnitude to BF dash, but that they both are what? In opposite direction. They both are opposite in direction to this one, and as a result they cancel the effect of each other, and the net dipole moment is equal to 0. They are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, so they cancel the effect of each other, and the net dipole moment in this BF3 molecule is equal to 0. Okay students, now let me properly define what is the dipole moment. Dipole moment is basically the product of electric charge Q and the distance between their nucleus, or you can say the distance between the positive and negative centers. Like you can see how you will define, it's a product of what? Of the charge and the distance between the nuclei, or the distance between the positive and negative charge centers. This is represented with either mu sign with an arrow on it, or a p sign, an arrow on it. Mathematically, the mu is equal to the product of the charge and a distance, internuclear distance between the two bonded atoms. You know, okay, this dipole moment is a vector quantity. And what is a vector quantity? It is basically telling you about the magnitude as well as the direction. So the magnitude is determined from the charges, okay, how many positive and negative charge we have on the bonded atoms, and the direction is basically the direction from the electropositive atom to the electronegative specium. Like its direction is from a less electronegative to the more electronegative atom, from hydrogen towards the chlorine. So the head will be towards the H side, and the arrow will be towards the chlorine electronegative side. Now in case the direction in bond atom, it is from electropositive to electronegative, and direction in the lone pairs, that will be from the atom to the lone pairs of electrons. Now we will discuss the unit of dipole moment. As we discuss, it's a product of charge and the distance between the positive and negative charges, or between their nuclei. So the charge, you know, okay, that is measured in coulombs, okay, and distance that can be measured in the meters as well. The unit basically, that is in SI system and in the CGS system. In SI system, that is a coulomb per meter, and in CGS system it is debye. So how it is in the SI system, I told you, okay, charge that is measured in coulomb, and distance it is measured in meter. So the unit is coulomb meter. A mathematical expression we will determine. This is the formula, take it, through which you can calculate the dipole moment. Now the charge in SI system, an electron, that is equal to 1.6 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb, whereas the charge on electron in CGS system, that is equal to 4.8 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 10 ESU. It's electrostatic unit. It is the very initial unit of the charge. Distance, like in the formula, we need a charge and we need a distance. So distance can be calculated in SI system, that is 1 angstrom, that is equal to 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. And in CGS, it's 1 angstrom is equal to 10 raised to power minus 10 centimeter. Now let's put these formula in the equation. Now in CGS system, the charge, that is this is the charge, and this is your distance. Okay, multiply both of them, so you will get 4.8 multiplied by 10 raised to power minus 10 and minus 8, it becomes minus 18 ESU coulomb and meter. It's not coulomb, it is basically a centimeter. Okay, this is centimeter, make it small. Okay girls, now where k 1 debye, that is equal to, this is also small, let me make a correction over here, this is not a coulomb, see, बल्कि this is the centimeter. ठीक है, so 1 debye, that is equal to 1 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 18 ESU multiplied by centimeter. So dipole moment for this much will be equal to how much debye? So this is the same, ठीक है, this is the same, and this is equal to what? Debye. This is equal to what? This is equal to debye. Okay, in SI unit, dipole moment is equal to charge multiplied by R. So charge is equal to 1.6 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. I put it over here, and R is 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So over here now it is called coulomb meter. It's called what? Coulomb meter. So multiply both of it, 1.6 10 raised to minus 19 and minus 10, it becomes minus 29 coulomb meter. Now we have to find a relationship between these two system of units, the debye and coulomb meter. Now debye is equal to coulomb meter. We are finding a relationship. This is of CGS and this is of SI unit. In CGS it's equal to 4.8 debye, and in SI it's equal to this much coulomb meter. So to calculate for 1 debye, you will divide this 4.8 on this much coulomb meter. So you will get 3.34 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 30 coulomb meter. Okay girls, now we will discuss some molecules, and to check the covalent molecules basically, and to check whether the molecule is polar or a non-polar in nature. So for that we will be calculating the dipole moment, the net dipole moment. If the net dipole moment is equal to 0, that molecule will be considered as non-polar in nature. And if the net dipole that is not equal to 0, that molecule will be considered to be a polar in nature. Now, for example, we have a molecule that is a carbon dioxide. In carbon dioxide, carbon is doubly bonded to the oxygen to left, to right, and to left side. And this oxygen is more electronegative and it attracts the shared electron more toward itself, and oxygen becomes partial negative charge and carbon is partial positive in nature. Now, to represent the dipole moment, we will represent with the arrow pointing from the head carbon, and it is pointing towards the oxygen. So you can see both the dipole moments, they are equal in magnitude, but they are opposite in direction. So they will cancel the effect of each other, and as a result the net dipole will be equal to 0, and this molecule will be considered to be a non-polar in nature. So although the bond moments, like bond moments, these are the bond moments. And what is a bond moment? Bond moment is actually the individual dipole moment. This is the individual dipole moment between the two bonded atoms. Between the two bonded atoms, this is called a bond moment. So although the bond moment is what? Polar in this molecule to both the side, but the molecule as a whole, that is what? Non-polar, because the dipole moment, the bond moment to both the side, to either side, they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, and they cancel the effect of each other, making this molecule as a non-polar. And this bond moment in that individual atoms, molecules, in the individual dipole moment, that is due to the electronegativity difference between those bonded atoms. Now we will calculate the polarity, whether the molecule is polar or non-polar in nature, in some molecule. First, we will be dealing with diatomic molecules. In diatomic molecules, we have a homoatomic molecules, like those molecules in which the atoms are very similar to one another, like H2 molecule, chlorine molecule, and bromine molecule. The two hydrogen atoms are bonded to each other. Atoms are bonded to make a chlorine molecule, and bromine atoms are bonded. They have shared the electron to make a bromine molecule. So in this case, we don't have any sort of poles. Poles are not induced, positive and negative, because we have no electronegativity difference in these molecules. So the net dipole is equal to 0, and these molecules are considered to be a non-polar in nature. Okay, now we will deal with second type of molecule, that is heteroatomic molecules. In heteroatomic molecules, we have example of hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, and hydrogen iodide. Like you can see in these molecule, the shared electrons are attracted towards one of the atom, and this attraction is because of the more electronegative nature in that atom. So this makes this molecule a polar in nature, and dipoles are created. Two poles, a positive and negative bodies, are created, and as a result the net dipole moment that is not equal to 0, and the molecule becomes polar in nature. Now if somebody asks you, okay, which of the following is more polar in these molecule, so that depends on two factors. One is the charge factor, and second is the distance factor. According to the distance, the charge factor, you know कि हमारे पास charge है on fluorine, it's more electronegative. So according to this, hydrogen fluoride is more polar than chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. But if we consider the distance factor, then iodine is more far away than the H. We have a large atomic radii in iodine. So in this case, Hi is more polar, then HBr, then HCl, and then HF. But whenever you are assigning a molecule to be a polar or non-polar nature, in that case you have to consider this Q factor, this charge factor. You won't be considering this distance factor. So according to a charge factor, when charge factor is increased, then your A molecule is more polar than B, then C, and then D. Like fluorine is more electronegative than chlorine, then bromine, and then iodine. Now we will be dealing with polyatomic molecules. Like polyatomic molecules which have more than two atoms in a molecule, they are called as polyatomic molecules. In this we have an example of Ab2 molecule. Now what are Ab2 molecules? Like when molecule is symmetrical in nature, like the attachment to that central atom, they are same, surrounding atoms are same, the net dipole moment that will be 0. Like in that sort of example, these are those examples, molecules with no lone pair. Then a molecule is said to be a non-polar in nature, like beryllium dichloride, carbon dioxide, and this is your ethene. Now in beryllium, you know we have how many electron? We have in a valence shell 2 electrons. Now to minimize that electron-electron repulsion, beryllium will be maximum apart from each other by attaining this 180-degree angle and linear geometry. And chlorine is more electronegative and attracting the shared electron more towards itself, making it negative, and this will become positive body. So the dipole moment to both the side, they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, so the net dipole that is equal to 0. Same happens in carbon dioxide. Oxygen is more electronegative, and the dipole moment to both the side, they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. The net dipole moment is equal to 0. In case of the ethene molecule, you know कि हमारे पास carbon is triply bond to carbon, in turn they are attached to the hydrogen. So hydrogen is electropositive and carbon is more electronegative, because the electronegativity is for the carbon 2.5 and for hydrogen is just 2.1. So the dipole moments are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, making this net dipole moment is equal to 0. And all these three molecules are considered to be a non-polar in nature of Ab2 type.